Hello, YouTube. I'm Vince White. I'm an employment attorney, and it seems like these days all people want to hear about in these videos are kind of the real deal about the vaccine mandates. So that's what we're doing today, and I think tomorrow. So let's talk about today something that's going on, some misinformation from some employers. Now, I have heard. I have not seen this with my own two eyes. I have not heard this with my own two ears, direct from the source, but it is something that I think almost 100 people have come to me and said. They have said that certain hospitals, including Northwell Health and NYU, have definitively stated that religious exemptions to the vaccine mandate are no longer allowed. If that is true, and I don't know if it's true because there's so much misinformation going around. If it is true, and if you have that in writing, please send it to me. Please, because it's hard to know in some of these echo chambers that form what's real. People fail to understand a lot of things. People sometimes make up things so they can rabble-rouse, right? If that is true, if that statement has been released by any of these organizations, please let me know. Please let me see it. Please hit me up in the comments down below. I need to know, right? Now, if that is actually something that one of these organizations has said, no, it's completely false. Northwell Health, NYU, these are not organizations that have the power to just ignore federal law, right? Nor do they really have the power to ignore state law or even local law, right? These are protections for the religious exemption under years and years of statutory protection and constitutional protection before that. So what does that mean? Well, it means that the very few faiths that are actively opposed to vaccines. There are very few. They have a long history of being opposed to vaccines. They didn't just wake up, found the religion today, and say, no vaccines, right? But the religions, who have a long history, and I'm not going to list them here. I could list them. There's not very many of them, but if I list them, people are going to run out and just try to pretend to be members of those faiths, and I don't want to do that. But those people still have the religious exemption, right? They can still go and they can say, gather letters from the leaders of their circle of Wicca or whatever, and that's not one of the faiths to my knowledge. It could be, I don't know, but from their rabbi, their pastor, their priest, their who knows? I don't want to start listing off titles in faiths that I don't really understand because I could be insulting people. I don't want to do that. So those exemptions still exist. What might be happening is there's so many people who I guess previously had personal belief exemptions. I don't even know what that was. That's not a thing, for lack of a better term. Like, that really didn't have much protection under the law as far as I'm able to see. And I think some employers just kind of in the past would get these requests or personal belief exemptions and just kind of be like, whatever, and throw their hands up and just be like, fine, right? Now, the personal belief exemptions, those are now being withdrawn because they're not really required by law, to the best of my knowledge. And essentially, employers are like, yeah, that's not a thing anymore. We're not doing that. We gave it to you for like a decade, sure, but we're not doing it anymore. It's not actually tied to a faith or a religion. We're not helping you. Now, there's the classic, and we've talked about this in other videos. The person who's like, well, I have my own faith, my faith of one, and here's what I believe. Okay, if you got $100,000 and you want to litigate that out, more power to you. You're probably going to lose your job in the meantime. Those are not going to be very strong cases. Those are going to be really hard to win, right? I know. You were really excited about being smarmy and being like, I beat the system, right? No, it's not a thing. You can't afford it. But again, I cannot stress enough, if you are a member of a faith that actually does not allow vaccines, NYU and Northwell Health, or any organization, I don't even know which organizations are doing this, those are just the two that I've heard of the most, they don't get to just tell you no more exemption. They don't get to do it. That's not within their power. If they do that, they will have hell to pay in terms of claims from people who have legitimate religious exemptions. And again, this does not mean you signed up with the sham church out of South Africa that's just saying, oh, we don't do vaccines, and they'll sell you that whole packet for like $300. That's not going to be legitimate. Again, everyone's aware of that. Everyone's aware of the other faiths, or perhaps fake faiths, I don't know, engage in that behavior. So I'm trying to separate personal belief exemptions from real religious exemptions and explain that if you have a real religious exemption, an employer does not get to decide that those aren't real anymore. That is a potential claim. Okay? I hope this helps clarify everything for everyone. I will track comments down below. I'm sure some of you are going to be very angry at me that I don't believe personal belief exemptions are protected under the law. I would urge you to just be angry at the law and to vote for people who do the things you want if that is how you feel. I do not make the law. I don't have the power to make the law. I can fight with the laws I have. I just don't think the current laws protect personal belief exemptions. All right. Good luck, everyone. Like and subscribe if you think this video is helpful. It helps me to help more people just like you.